Cheers. Here's a story about a man named Brady who was talking up to very lovely beers, supposedly. One had hair of gold. It is gold if we look over this camera, maybe. Like his mother. And the other one was from a bloke in Brunswick. Stick around. We're going to talk some beer. All right. Welcome. This is a beer. This is an IPA. This is, I can't remember what it is. It's been a while since I brewed it. It's got some name, Pirate IPA or something. Flying Dutchman. I'll put it on the screen. This is the Flying Dutchman IPA from Kegland, fresh Wort kit. It's nice and clear. It's a bit hard to see in here with the light, but look, you can see under the head on there. Now, I was assured this was the best IPA in town. No, they really talked it up. Apparently, the whole crew took a six-pack home. Now, I've got to be 100% honest. When I first tried it, I went, ooh, right? Maybe because I'm an IPA head. Maybe because I love my IPAs more than anything else that, I was expecting too much. No, I think what it is, let me get to it. I'm not a super fan of the aroma. Let's start with the dry hop. The dry hop is Simcoe, mostly Simcoe, a bit of Amarillo, a bit of Centennial, and a bit of Cascade. Bit of a mix-up there, isn't it? Although, all goes together. And on the main page, it doesn't tell you where they go in, but there's Chinook, Simcoe, Amarillo, and Centennial. It's quite a amount of hops. And I think what it was, I was expecting a modern IPA, and it's a bit more old school. You can see by the colour. It's quite, it looks lighter on that camera. It's kind of VB colour, a little bit darker, a light caramel. So again, old school IPA. It's taken a long while for me to, and I think the bitterness is really sharp. I don't know if they used Simcoe or a hop oil or something, but the bitterness is a bit sharp and and I love bitterness. I'm a super taster Mark 1. That's another video coming soon. But yeah, there was something I didn't like about the bitterness. And I didn't think it was that hoppy. I thought it was a bit old school, a bit malty, and not that great. Now, it must be months later, if I can remember the date. Everyone says let your beers age, but you don't let IPAs age. I think this one has got better. But there'd be people, as I said, and I'm not just saying this, there'll be people that love this style of IPA, and apparently the guys at Kegland do. It's been a very successful kit, and there you go. That's the Flying Dutchman. We're doing two here, so just hang on. Boo. Don't freak out. This is me in the future. Don't be weirded out. But here we are. Oh, it's got condensation, so it doesn't look as crystal clear as it actually is now, the IPA. I'm judgmental on IPAs. IPAs are lagers. They're my thing, right? This is still a good beer, don't get me wrong. I'm just super judgmental on other people's West Coasts, or not just other people's, on my own too. But it's something I know what I'm doing when I'm brewing. Not saying that these people don't. It's okay. This is my first beer for the day. I think that's when I've tasted this a lot in the past for tasting videos, I've had other beers before it. And my beers at home are extremely fresh and extremely hoppy, right? This is still a very nice beer. Go back to past me That's not my bowels. It's tequila. Boop, 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 boop. Spilling beer. If that last one looked dark on camera, this one's going to look worse. That looks really dark on camera. Oh, it doesn't look too bad over there. For an iPad. We are in a dark garage, but it is far from one of those light, milky NIPA. Oh, look, it looks terrible there. And stick with me, please. Stick with me. There you go. That's what it looks from my side. And again, this has been in the keg a long time, so it hasn't cleared. Though, I haven't seen the video, but this is the fresh work kit from the Matriarch, the Co-conspirators, which are a great brewery, and the Matriarch is probably their most famous beer. And it is quite a dark IPA, NEPA, hazy IPA, whatever you want to call them. But it is a dark beer. It is a really, yeah. As I said, it looks all right from my side. It's, yeah, the blue doesn't help. I'm in the wrong lighting. Thing about this one is it tastes effing great, even now, still, all these months later. It is in no way oxidized at all. I always do enclosed transfer, always for all beers these days, for many years now. I use sodium metabisulfite in the keg. Look at the head's sticking around. That's a lovely beer. If you like the Co-conspirators Matriarch, there it is. You can go and buy a fresh work kit, brew it yourself at home. If you're still bringing, if you're still brewing from cans, tin cans, Cooper's stuff, great. Good on you. But if you want to brew a beer like that, get a fresh work kit. I've got a video to show you how to make an IPA from a can. But really, seriously, if you haven't got time and you've got the money, go and get a fresh work kit. They're not much more expensive these days than by the time you buy a can and buy some light dry malt and some new yeast and some hops. By the time you do all that, you can go and buy a fresh work kit. I've got many videos to tell you how to do them easy. I don't like picking them up anymore. I hated the soft bags that they're doing. I mean, these at first, what they're doing these days, I hated them at first. So I'm trying to be fast, and the more I'm fast, the more I stuff up talking. And I was a bit over the big cubes that I use, the 23-litre cubes. I'm getting old. They're getting heavy. It was all right when I was lifting my kids up to change their nappy all the time, but now I don't do that. I'm losing me muscle. But seriously, I've got several videos that can show you how to put one in, using the side of a table or whatever, just like open the valve and it'll just about do it itself. Then all you got to do is put some water in and put some yeast in. Bang. Look after the ferment. As always, temperature control is extremely important for all beers. Doesn't matter if you're doing tins or grain, fresh work kits. If you want your beer to taste good, you got to get the temperature control right. But this is really good. This is still good now. I thought I wasn't going to drink the rest of that keg, but it has come good. Come good is a bit strong for me. I still don't think it's very good, Kegland. I'll come in when your new brew's open and show you how to brew an IPA. Oh, them fighting words. But it's true. It's true. And apologies, because this would be contract brewed too. So I'm not. It's not your fault. They could be brewed in the same place. They possibly are. I don't know. I haven't looked that deeply. Sorry, co-conspirators, but I don't like this one very much. I'm talking strong. I'm being critical. It's a beer review, right? Look at it. It looks lovely, isn't it? Look how bright and clear this looks now compared to that.
I say, there you go, look. That's the sort of colour it is. The computer camera, oh, there you go. I should have held them out there and done the review out there. I'm going to cut a little bit of this footage in so people just don't run away when they see that dark brown beer. See? Lighting. When you're in these Facebook groups and forums, never believe a picture of an IPA, because you can take a picture of an IPA that looks like that, and if you got it in the wrong lighting, it can look like that. Well, actually, it doesn't look too bad on that camera. Or it can look like that, the same beer.
Look out, it's future me again. Here's the, doesn't look quite as bad in the daylight, and it's not super, I've not got the sun behind it because it's cloudy, you know what I mean? It's not one of those trick shots that people do with their NIPAs. It's just a dark one. And this is weeks later since I videoed that tasting. So, yeah, cheers. Tasty.
But it tastes great. It really does. The last thing I'm going to say, it's got that thing that I always say that people freak out about. It's got the BO. It's sweaty. If you're not getting sweat from your IPAs, you're probably doing them wrong. Unless you like those really totally non-bitter, flaccid things, which a lot of people do. We'll go about that in the Super Taster video. What does that even mean? Take it easy. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Kegman. They did supply these 2 fresh Wort kits. So I just wanted to be totally honest. I really wanted to be totally honest about them. They're great kits. So that is just a bit old school for me, right? But apparently, I shouldn't say apparently, people love it. To me, it's a little bit old school. Just punch the microphone. To me, it's a little bit old school. And so it could be moderned up a bit, which means I looked at the grain bill. I don't think there's any caramel. I mean, any, yeah, you know, caramels or anything in it to make it dark. I don't know why it's so dark. When I say so dark, it doesn't look dark, doesn't it? There's only a little bit of Munich or something in there, which is usually fine. Maybe it's a darker Munich in that batch. Get into them. If you're not brewing fresh Wort kits and you're still on the tins, get into them. I've talked enough. Repeating myself. Thanks to my patrons. I'm going to go old school. I've got a brand new. Can you see it? You probably can't. It's just, you can't see it. It's off camera. I've got a brand new 19-litre pot, which I used to do brews on my stove when I didn't have a camera and used to record everything from a laptop camera on the top of the screen. Yes, that's how I used to do my videos all those years ago. So I'm going to update all those videos and do some stovetop all grain and you know, all that sort of thing. So you can start doing all grain in your kitchen Australian way without having to convert things and try and find other ingredients. You'll be able to do it with fresh Australian ingredients and get the best beer you can. Take it easy. Cheers. Sorry, Brady. Sorry, Brady, you took my breath away. Brady's a legend.